Power Grid is our own bank connectivity network. Volt started as a payments orchestrator in the account-to-account space, which means we have connected the most relevant and best performing account-to-account network providers across Europe. However, we very much believe in the philosophy and the approach of multi-acquirer routing. We took this concept from the cards world to open banking, using our own rails and partners to benchmark and optimize for conversion across the industry. Using Volt, you get the benefit of wide connectivity, best conversion, and highest bottom line for your revenue. So Volt's core business and core strength is productizing infrastructure, productizing a market opportunity, co-innovating with merchants. There's also another thing we're good at, which is bringing things to life and to market very quickly. While we started as a payments orchestrator for the benefit of time to market in the early days as a startup, we really focused on productizing the payments use case of open banking. But at the end of the day, you want to be in control of your technology stack, you want to be in control of your licenses, you want to be in control of your compliance risk appetite, and you want to make sure that you can be as responsive as possible to the needs of your merchants, which often are related to infrastructure issues in a still evolving open banking environment and infrastructure. So we started very lean and very quick in our early days, building the productized payment solution that we have brought to market, and then we optimize the value chain. That is typically how we operate. We go to market quickly and then we optimize the value chain. In the case of Power Grid, we've taken our sweet time of about 2 or 3 years to build this incrementally. A lot of things also have happened in the open banking space itself. Vendors that we worked with have put focus in geographies that were not relevant for us, or they've more pivoted towards data use cases, while we stay true to the one thing that is our core business, and that is payments initiation services, account-to-account payments. Therefore, the decision was quite logic and consequent that we need to own our rails, and we just started very pragmatic with the most relevant banks in the markets and the most relevant banks to our merchants, prioritized based on that. And also we identified those banks where we could have the biggest impact in terms of optimizing the messaging. Similar to analogies in the cards world where you can tweak issuer messages to the bank, you can tweak some messages to the banks in open banking and achieve higher conversion. You can understand, for instance, if banks have different behavior based on a specific transaction value, and you can tweak those messages. That is our core strength, to be able to control this network and to see the impact using our accounts, because we're then also in the money flow. So we have a continuous monitoring cycle where we can improve the direct bank messaging. We felt via partners we do not get this benefit, this uplift, this optimization, and that is why we've built Power Grid. We very much succeed in markets where you can productize. Complexity is something we love, we embrace it, we innovate based on that. Europe and open banking as such is perfect for us because there's a lot of things that we can optimize and learn while building our own network. There are a lot of different standards across the ecosystem across Europe, across different banks. There are a lot of learnings how to operate and optimize a specific bank to achieve good conversion. The big advantage we have is that we also have an accounts product. So whatever we do on the bank API, we can measure the impact thereof with clearing time, clearing rates, authorization rates across the entire life cycle of a payment. With this continuous feedback loop, we continue to optimize our network. We observe, for instance, if a bank has a downtime or maintenance and can inform our merchants, we can inform the users. We can also see if a bank switches from Zebra Instant back to Zebra Batch Clearing, which for merchants with high volatility in their specific domain, like crypto merchants or airline tickets, we can take actions based upon. For us, the approach was quite simple. First, we wanted to connect banks directly. We wanted to understand how the banks operate. We wanted to understand how we achieve maximum conversion, benchmarking against other partners in the market. And then we also wanted to make sure that we can advise our merchants during the process of going live with us what the best bank configuration or sometimes bank selection is for them. For instance, if you are a merchant that has high volatility in their pricing certainty, such as airline tickets, crypto, everything that has like this volatility that you're dealing with in real time, For these merchants, we are a perfect partner because we have the data to understand the performance of a bank, the authorization rates, clearing time, clearing speed, and we can react to this in real time with our internal bank scoring that is supporting you as a merchant to help risk-based decisions and to tailor your bank offering on our checkout based on real hard data. A big driver for our decision to build our own Power Grid network was the consumer adoption and being in control of the consumer journey. If you look at open banking and the journey that is offered across the industry, you will discover huge differences and variances in the quality of the consumer journey, especially moving towards the bank. Some of that is also caused by the fact that there are multiple APIs or legacy APIs in the banks, and not every provider in the market is on the newest API standard. We, by default, want to be on the newest standard to facilitate the best experience to the consumer. A specific example for these are, for instance, the exact requirements that a user needs to fulfill to enter or to log into his bank account. Does he need to provide an IBAN upfront? Can he choose the authentication mechanism that he's familiar with already from his online banking? There are a lot of bank group specific optimizations that you can do. A good example for this is, for instance, a Sparkasse Group in Germany, which offers multiple authentication mechanisms for your online banking. We can offer all of these to the user, combining AIS and PIS in one simple flow. The user does not need to enter his IBAN, he just has a seamless experience using the authentication mechanism he's already familiar with. Being in control of the bank connections, we can tweak and optimize this across all of Europe, every single bank. We have a whole team looking at nothing else of this. We are obsessed with the shopper experience and optimization of conversion. We have not only connected PIS, Payments Initiation Services, across our bank network across Europe, we have also already launched Volt Verify. Volt Verify is our account ownership verification mechanism or product built on our own Power Grid AIS data rails, currently specifically built for Germany and Austria, where it is a common mechanism for many merchants to verify account ownership, for instance, for consumer onboarding to their platform. You could think of marketplaces that need to verify riders for food delivery services. Or you could also use Verify for a mechanism to sign up to a recurring payments product. So for instance, if you're a utility provider, you want to verify the IBAN that you need for your SEPA direct debits for the monthly subscription. We have launched Verify already in Q1 of this year, and we continue to see a lot of traction and optimizations coming out of the user journeys that our merchants facilitate using Volt Verify. Owning our bank rails for payment initiation and being in the money flow via Volt accounts, we are able to see how a bank actually handles transaction authorizations. We can see the authorization rate, but we can also measure clearing times and clearing speed. So we can see if the bank really clears transactions in real time or not. Using all this data, we can optimize the bank selection and also some parts of the user journey for the specific merchant needs, for their vertical and for their requirements. We use an internal tool called bank scoring. With bank scoring, we unify all the different KPIs that we measure across the payments journey for payments initiation, and we can help the merchant to tailor the bank list or to set certain criteria when certain banks should be shown or not shown. For instance, if you're a merchant that has high price volatility, you might not want to show banks that are currently not on SEPA Instant but that are still running on SEPA batch clearing. Or you would want us to notice that a bank is currently for maintenance or has any clearing issues, and you would want us to automatically switch off these banks. That is what we do with this internal tool, bank scoring, and our team can tell you all about it on a personal onboarding call. Power Grid is enjoying huge adoption across the business. The majority of our volume is already being processed across our own bank connectivity network. Intentionally, we do want to keep other partners involved because we do think resilience and backup is important for us and for our merchants. We also do understand that some of our partners do a great job in certain geographies as well, and we do want to continue working with them to the benefit of our merchants. That is really the USP and uniqueness of our orchestration platform in combination with our own rails. Adding to this, there are a lot of benefits we can get out of having direct bank connectivity. For instance, we have merchants like marketplaces as an example who have complex use cases with funds flow management because they have many virtual IBANs that they need to manage the funds flow for. And that means they could pass through their virtual IBANs of their marketplace participants, and we could route the payment straight from initiation directly to the bank account that they have issued to their marketplace participants. That is quite a unique USP, and it's really important for us to be in control of these type of flows, because ultimately we are also a licensed EMI. We offer bank accounts to our customers, and we want to be sure that we provide the best experience across the entire payments journey, including also the cash management ability in the background. There are dependencies further down the downstream for the merchant, such as ERP management, notifications, reconciliation. So we want to make sure that we own the value chain and can optimize it for you.